Hey, George Corrali here. It's Thursday, October 29th. The bulls are clawing their way back this afternoon. The S&P 500 index is up 56 points right now after falling more than 125 points yesterday in a brutal sell-off. The Dow is up 300 right now after falling nearly 1,000 points yesterday. Yesterday was an 88% downside day. Monday was a 90% downside day. Yesterday would have been a 90% downside day, but for GE's price action. You should know what a 90% upside and downside day is. It was made famous by Lowry's, with their research. A 90% downside day occurs when 90% of the volume is to the downside and 9 out of 10 stocks close lower. Usually when we see a 90% downside day, we need to see a 90% upside day or 2 consecutive 80% upside days to offset that 90% downside day. So obviously we're not there yet. Multiple 90% downside days indicate a more serious decline. So that's something that we don't want to see as we head into the election. So it's something to think about, going forward. Gold hasn't acted as a hedge during this decline, not at all. Here's a chart of gold. You can see on the far right end of the chart that it fell hard with the market yesterday. We saw the same thing earlier this year, in February and March. Gold at that time fell hard with stocks. And the price of crude oil continues to fall. Here you can see that a barrel of crude was about $42 on October 20th, and this afternoon it traded down to almost $35. Does it indicate a stalling economy ahead? Maybe. Maybe not. Sentiment is getting a lift from better than expected economic data today. The U.S. third quarter GDP expanded at a 33.1% annualized pace, its fastest growth ever. And that comes in after a 31.4% plunge in the second quarter. But the latest number is better than the 32% estimate from economists surveyed by Dow Jones. Big tech reports tonight. Earnings are coming from Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and more. More than 260 S&P 500 companies have already reported, and of those companies, 85% have reported better than expected earnings, according to Lipper. So I would expect, tonight's earnings from the big tech companies, they should be pretty good as well. So remember, it's about forward guidance. What are these companies going to tell us in their outlook over the next 6 to 9 months? So that's all I have. See you back here soon.